Hi everybody. Well, I made it to Pahrump, to the outskirts anyway. I'm about to go in. Um, Man, let me tell you, traveling after having COVID, my fatigue is like through the roof. And so um, so I left the hotel on Wednesday. Wednesday night, I slept in the Walmart parking lot. Thursday, I drove to the Star Gazing Park in Tonopah, and I stayed there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, yesterday, I drove down to. I was heading for Pahrump, but I didn't make it. I only made it to Amargosa, and I found an RV park there that had a shower. Woohoo! And there was like a parking area or rest area. I slept in the rest area, and they did have a bathroom. And so now I'm going to Pahrump. I'm picking up my Walmart order. Praise God for Walmart. They didn't have my prescription that I need, but they're going to get it hopefully by Friday. Because that's the only med I take is a thyroid med, and I hate taking it. But if I don't take it, I'm all messed up. So I'll just show you what I could see here. There's mountains all around. All right, I'm going to go in the car because I'm still really weak from COVID and I can't stand up very long. But so it was yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. This is what I do when I'm traveling. I don't know, it's just kind of how I try to secure things so they don't fly around when I go around corners or stop suddenly. So yesterday I got bad news from my real estate agent. She said that if we can't close before November 2nd, we can't close till after November 16th because the buyer's going out of town. So, and it's not looking good for closing before November 2nd because the closing's not even scheduled yet because of some paperwork stuff. And I get it, there's paperwork, but it's really hard, because obviously I need the money from the house so I can buy a decent van. And this is a rental, and it's expensive. It's at like $400 a week, and that's a lot of money when my income is only $1,200 a month. But I have that loan that I took out in my mind, I was taking the loan out so I could buy another van. But maybe God had other plans. Maybe God knew I would need the loan. It's a personal loan, so maybe he knew that I would need the loan for the hotel and for the car rental. And so maybe that's what the loan was for, and I just didn't know. So, I talked to a fellow Moldovoiter. Thank God for her, Michelle. God bless you. Because my thinking is, I'm tired, and my thinking is all, kind of woozy, and I wasn't sure what to do. Should I try shopping for a van, even though I'm pretty sick right now? I mean, so this Amargosa, where I was, is only 45 minutes to Pahrump, and I've already stopped twice, so I'm just really weak and shaky, and I don't have a lot of energy. And so Michelle went on hip camp. She found me a hip camp. It's going to be 45 minutes the other side of Pahrump. I don't even know where, but it's 45 minutes from Pahrump. And, it's $25 a night, but it's 20, but, there's taxes now. But I'm going there tonight just for the first night because, people have told me horror stories about people getting murdered in the desert, and they steal their vehicle and drive it over the border and, steal basically everything you have, including your identity, and then, leave you dead in the desert. So I got a little paranoid. So I'm going to stay at this hip camp one night, and there's a shower there and stuff, and water access, so maybe I can wash my laundry and hang my laundry out. And if I can even get that done, that's worth paying $25 for the night, because I cannot go to a laundromat. That's absolutely out of the question. So I'm about to go into Pahrump, and I'm like, oh, I'm dreading it, because I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna try to find this health food store. And I made an appointment with my doctor, a telehealth appointment for November with my regular doctor back in New York, because I'd be interested to hear, like, when I report back, you know, my symptoms that have improved, my symptoms that haven't improved, my COVID and, you know, all my symptoms there. And I want to see what she says and what she recommends. And so, yeah. And so I'm glad that I did that. And I'm glad that it's warm. It's sunny and it's warm and it's dry. One thing about the dry, though, I've had to like do nose spray and tons of lip balm, and like my skin's dry, and I didn't have any sunscreen, so I got a little bit of a sunburn on my nose. So I'm going to get some sunscreen. I can't use normal sunscreen, obviously. I just have to use that plain zinc stuff that you get. I think it's a Badger brand. It's just zinc ointment. That's what I use. So, I mean, I'm okay. I just, you know, yesterday when I posted about the snow, it was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? You know, like but I was still, and then I didn't want to drive in it because I didn't know what this road coming down. I knew that I was going down because I knew that where I was at like 5,562 feet elevation, and Pahrump is only like 3,000. So I knew I was going down a mountain, and I didn't want to go down it in ice and snow. Even though I'm from upstate New York, I'm tough like that. But I was worried about visibility. I was worried about the truck. I was just worried in general, you know. So I stayed and rested another day. And, you know, and then last night's accommodations were not very good because I showered in an RV park and I slept in a parking lot across the street from something that was an alien center. It was a rest stop and there was a bathroom. So, but it was loud, you know, and I got woken up a lot. And so I'm looking forward to hopefully tonight going to sleep early and getting some good solid sleep at this hip camp. And yeah, so that's the update. And you know, I just have to say thank you because, you know, people have reached out. When I posted that about the snow, I wasn't even complaining. I was sort of complaining, but people were just like, how can I help? You know, and that just right there, that touched my heart, you know. And one friend asked how she could help, and I asked her to share my fundraiser. And then from that, I got a donation that just, you know, I cried because of good tears because, you know, it was a friend that I haven't seen since graduation or maybe a year after, you know. But it just really warmed my heart. And obviously I'm on a wing and a prayer here, you know, because I'm hoping that I can exist on this loan money, the kindness of friends and strangers, whatever, until I finally get the money from the house. And I just have to trust in God's timing, you know. And there's a reading that I read every morning that talks about that, you know. We don't struggle. You know, we just commit ourselves to doing God's will, and we don't struggle, and we just trust. And there's also a line in my favorite book that says, if we kept close to him and performed his work well, he provided all we needed. And, you know, that was one of the first things when I first got in recovery that I held on to, you know, that, okay, if I keep close to God and I follow God and do his work well, that he is going to provide for what I need, you know, because that's always been a huge fear of mine. And I think that part of this thing that I'm going through, it's like a spiritual fire because God's trying to teach me to trust him, you know. And even it's funny because when my phone got destroyed and all my pictures were gone, even that, I was like, I think he's just trying to tell me to stop looking back, to stop thinking about the past, and just look forward, you know. And Paul talks about that, and, you know, in the Bible. And so that's what I'm working on today, is just living in this 24 hours only, you know. Just, I can do this for 24 hours, whatever it is, I can do it for 24 hours. And that's all I have to do it for. I get myself in trouble emotionally and mentally when I start thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? Or when someone says to me, well, what are you going to do? You can't live in a van for the rest of your life. Well, you know what? I know that, you know, and when I think that way, that's when I get myself all anxietal, you know. But no, I just have to relax. I have to trust God. I just have to do this 24 hours at a time. You know, and that goes for you. I don't know what you're going through. I know I have 88 subscribers or whatever, but I don't know really who's watching me. I don't know how to check that. But you know what? Whatever's going on in your life today, just take a deep breath and then release and think, I only have to do it for 24 hours, you know? And then how many hours till I go to bed? I can do it till then, you know? And sometimes big problems, we can't solve them overnight, you know? Like, this is a huge problem that I have, you know? I mean, I have trouble breathing sometimes in some places. And so I don't know what's going to come of this. I'm hoping that I can find a spot, a niche, somewhere where I feel good, similar to how I feel up in the Kootenai National Forest in the summertime. Hopefully I can find a wintertime spot here, and then maybe I can go between the two. And I wish I could get an RV instead of a van so that I would have a bathroom, my own bathroom. That would be fantastic, because going to like campgrounds or RV parks or truck stops to use showers and to use restrooms is rough for me because they spray stuff. You know what I mean? Like last night, the shower, I had to walk through a laundromat to get to it. Now, thank God no one was in there doing laundry, but still, the residual, those dryer sheets, I know I talk about this all the time, they're really, really toxic, and the toxins stick. They stick to the walls, they stick to the clothes. I mean, you know, so you'd think nobody was in there. Well, I was still, the rest of the night, I could taste that film on my tongue of the dryer sheet. But I didn't have an anaphylactic reaction because I was able to go in and out, you know. So that's all that's going on here. And, you know, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. I'm actually going to have Wi-Fi at this hip camp tonight, so I'd be able to reply to you. And God bless you all. Thanks again for watching.